Hello, everyone. So glad you're here. Hi, Diane G. I have missed you. Welcome, welcome. And I also want to say hi to Enid, who's listening today while she's working with a client at Divinity Salon in Tucson. So glad you're here. Okay, everyone, I thought you might enjoy seeing my Crystal Alchemy singing bowls behind me today. And hi there, Emmy. Hi, Irma. So glad you're here. And tonight I thought I would use my practitioner bowl. It looks kind of like a bell, and use it to send people sound healing to their chakras. I thought I would use this for our brief meditation that we do in the beginning here. So tonight we're going to meditate for two people who've asked for healings. One is Pamela. Hi, Vicenta. Glad you're here. Who we're revisiting. She has an autoimmune disease that's affecting her liver, and her friends and loved ones have asked us to revisit that intention. And I'm also including one for Courtney, a gentleman in Ohio. And then we're going to continue our own summer series on taking care of ourselves over this long, hot summer. We're going to, last week we looked at consistency, and this week we're going to look at commitment. So let's begin by breathing together for a couple of minutes. And to do that, you'll put your hand over your heart. You'll be breathing in and out through your heart space, and raising your vibration by thinking about appreciation, gratitude, love, all the higher vibration emotions. And you'll be consciously connecting to the group energy. Here we go. Breathing in for a comfortable count of 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, slightly longer exhale, 5, 6, 7. A signal to the body that it's time to relax. You can either soften and lower your gaze, or you can close your eyes. And use this calming breath, inhaling, slightly longer exhale, to arrive here with us tonight and to connect heart to heart to everybody watching live or watching the replay of this meditation. Inhale and exhale. You might have already noticed that your shoulders have dropped and that your brain is quieter. Your heart is quieter. Breathing in, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, 5, 6, 7. Bringing your brain and your heart into coherence. Relaxing. There's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to be, nothing else to do but join in the energy of this live quantum transmission. Inhale and exhale. Thank you. We are now connected. In this quiet connection, Let's intend for Pamela. We now intend that Pamela's liver is immediately, completely, and permanently healed, restored to full function, free of any and all autoimmune issues, and she moves forward in life, healthy and well in every way. Allow this intention to drop from your brain into your heart chakra, project it out into the quantum field, and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for Pamela and release it with love. And after we do all three intentions, we'll talk about impressions or insights. And I also have a success story that's relevant to this that I want to share with you. Our second intention is for a gentleman named Courtney in Ohio. We now intend that Courtney immediately finds the right healthcare team members and the right protocol to completely and permanently resolve any and all health challenges as he moves forward in life, healthy and well in every way. So allow this intention for Courtney to drop into your heart chakra, project it out into the quantum field, and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for Courtney and release it with love. Our third intention is for all of us. And last week we started a series to help us get through the summer, which is shaping up to be a little bit chaotic out in the world. But we're going to focus on arriving at the end of summer healthier and happier. We're going to stay focused on taking care of ourselves. So today's intention is about commitment. We now intend to lovingly commit to our healthiest and most helpful habits this summer, centering our health and well-being with gentleness, patience, and strength. Allow this intention to drop into your heart chakra and project it out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for all of us and release it with love. So before we share responses in the chat, I want to tell you about the success story that Pamela's meditation brought up for me. Last year, a friend of mine asked our study group, this is a group of people I've been meditating with for, I guess, more than 3 years at this point. She asked all of us to meditate on a friend of hers who was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of cancer. And we did, and we kept coming back to the issue and intending for her through a series of disheartening turns of event, right? Like scans that were not good, and a great deal of suffering for this person. And then when she was well enough to have a surgery, they went in and did nothing because the cancer was everywhere. And they decided that they couldn't do anything at all surgically. So they closed up the wound, sent her home to do the best she could. Well, we finally just said, okay, at this point, all we can do is ask for a miracle. And now this is somebody who's doing everything her doctor says, who is taking very good care of herself, who is surrounded by loving friends and family in a big supportive community. So she was doing everything she could to get well, and she was very, very focused on getting well. And our final intention for her was that she would experience a miraculous healing. And her latest scan showed 0 evidence of cancer. Okay. So we do not understand how these intention experiments work. We have a lot to learn about how healing happens for people. But over the 6 years that I've been doing this style of meditation, I've seen so many statistically significant results that nobody anticipated, that I just, I will never not love this style of meditation for helping people. So I just wanted to share that. Her face kept coming to mind as we were meditating on Pamela. And when I was looking at Pamela's energy, I saw her in a hospital bed, then sitting up under her own steam as they were removing tubes and cords and monitors and things like that. And someone said, "How do you feel?" And she shook her head and said, "Better. I feel better." And then I felt a great deal of heat in my own liver. So, and my sense was that this experience is spiritually significant for Pamela and for her family and for her doctors and for her care team. So there are things going on at multiple levels. And I saw that her hospital room is very crowded with people in spirit, her guides, her angels, ancestors who are supporting her with energy. So none of us are ever alone. We always have people in spirit accompanying us, caring for us, doing what they can to keep us going. So it was really beautiful to be in her energy, and I'm looking forward to hearing how she's doing, and I feel very, very hopeful for her. So let's see, we've got some notes in the comments for Pamela. Here's one from M.E. Simmons. For Pamela, I saw us swimming far out into a deep lake together. We were having so much fun. Later, the night and stars came out, and she lay back in the water and let the crystalline waters heal her. Oh, wow, that is gorgeous. And part 2, I then saw Pamela in her bed with mushrooms growing all around her on the sheets. Wow, they were drawing the toxins out of her body, falling away to be replaced by more. Wow, very complex and layered. Beautiful. And Diane G. for Pamela. I saw there will be a period of recuperation. Then I saw her jogging and keeping a healthy lifestyle. Yes, you're reminding me that the people who requested the intention were very careful to emphasize that this was the result of autoimmune issues. And it reminded me of how much judgment we hold for people when, they have addictions that lead to disease and illness. And gosh, if we could just set that aside and focus on helping people. Yeah. Yeah, keeping a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, she's worked very hard to take care of her health, but autoimmune disease, we're still figuring it out. Thank you, Diane. And from Irma, let's see. Pamela, I initially saw a lot of strong emotions coming up. I then saw her surrounded by a lot of angels and spirits. They were holding her liver, providing healing energy. Yes. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, I did see her surrounded by spirits. Her room was crowded. She has a lot of people there. And it wasn't just her team, but the spiritual team of everybody in the hospital who was working with her. They're, like I said, this is spiritually significant, whatever is going on in this situation. Really beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about Courtney. Emmy Simmons says, for Courtney, I saw him sitting in a beautiful garden on a bright summer day on a bench. My mother appeared, Emmy Simmons' mother appeared and started fashioning him a crown and then using her hands to help him mold clay. Wow. And the message was that Courtney can try to play with and experiment with the healing methods he finds, that he is very discerning and brilliant and will find more if he treats this like an adventure. Oh, that's amazing. I wish I had said what I saw first so that you wouldn't think I was just copying you. But I too saw Courtney as a very bright and beautiful energy, right? His spirit is gorgeous. And I also saw him getting a lot of relief from whatever protocol he decides. But they said if he sets his heights just a little bit higher, if he expects just a little bit more, then things will be even better. So when you say that he is discerning and brilliant and will find more if he treats this like an adventure, yes, very, very much the same energy that I saw. That is so cool. I love when that happens. Okay, and Diane G. For Courtney, I saw him with a younger doctor beside him. The doctor had an aura of wisdom around him despite being young, and both of them looked very hopeful. Yeah. There's something about Courtney where I feel like he has a base level of happiness and contentment that is so strong for him that maybe he accepts less than he deserves, right? So that's exciting to know that he's calling in an amazing doctor like that. Thank you, Diane. And let's see. Irma, for Courtney, I saw quite a bit, but towards the end I saw a sun coming up on the horizon and saw a structure coming up, maybe a home. Then she saw a beautiful white bird flying in the sky. Wow. And then towards the end, a sense of freedom and ease came over Courtney. Yes, I love that. Okay, let's move on to the intention for all of us around commitment. And Diane G writes, for the summer intention, I saw myself crying, not in a bad way, but releasing something. I feel this is going to be a healing period for me. Wow, that's beautiful. I hope so. Yeah, I immediately I saw my guides often will just show me like words, like a black background with white words on it. And this one said, for you, this is non-negotiable. So I guess I better focus on that. So yeah, that's so cool. And then Oh, and Irma says she saw Courtney being held by an angel. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he has a lot of really bright energy around him. And then let's see what Vicenta saw. For all three intentions, I saw all of us coming together in a bright light, coming together and raising our hands to the sky after each intention and bringing our hands down at the beginning of each. That's so cool. Yeah, that sense of connection that we create at the beginning when we're meditating and breathing together, I really prize that. There's something really special is happening. And each intention could see healing in each and every one of us. For Pamela, I saw a healing liver. We were the angels in these intentions. Yes, yeah, that's so beautiful. And funny you said words, because through the third intention, I was actually speaking words arising in my mind and just following the energy. Eloquent was the first one. I think this was for a writing project I am working on. Congratulations. Yeah. And Vicenta, I did feel a sense of freedom, like realizing something especially when raising up my hands. Yeah, yeah. Vicenta, you've been doing this, I don't know, like 18 months. You've been coming in and out of the weekly meetings when you're available, and I can tell that you're really growing in your capacity for experiencing the energy of the meditations. That is so cool. I love that. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. It was really wonderful to be in this energy with you. I really loved it. I'm quite hopeful for both Pamela and for Courtney. And I hope that we hear from them in future to hear how they're doing. And yeah, I just want to encourage you to keep trying this style of meditation. And if you have an intention that you would like us to focus on, please send me an email at relaxwithdaphne@gmail.com. Would definitely love to help care for you. Yeah. And then Julie, JKV, yes, beautiful healing energy all evening. Yes, so glad you're here to create it with us. Okay. Well, guys, it's time to disentangle from the group energy. And this is when we breathe together again, but this time you're going to consciously disentangle from the group energy. But if there's anything helpful that you received, it's yes, disentangle time. Yay. Thank you, Diane G. Love that. Okay, everyone. So for our last couple of minutes, put your hand over your heart and either soften your gaze or close your eyes. For the next couple of minutes, we're just going to breathe together and we're going to release the connection and just take everything that was good and helpful with us. Thank you, everyone. See you next week.